I used to believe in certainty, in trust, in the quiet, unshakable comfort of knowing someone inside and out. Turns out, I was wrong. My name is Daniel, and for the past 9 years, I thought I knew who Olivia was. My wife, my best friend. We met in college, built a life together, and married 4 years ago. Our relationship had always been steady, full of laughter, trust, and mutual respect. Sure, we had our disagreements, but nothing major, until last weekend. Until she shattered everything. It started on Friday evening, just before she left, to visit her parents in another city. We had a minor argument about house chores. Nothing serious, just a tense exchange about who was responsible for what. I let it go, figuring we'd talk it out when she got back. On Saturday night, she went out with some friends. I wasn't worried. Olivia had never given me a reason to be. I trusted her implicitly. Before I fell asleep, I sent her a quick text. "Hope you had a good night. Love you?" No response. When I woke up Sunday morning, there was a missed call from her. 4:07 a.m. My stomach twisted. I immediately called her back, but no answer. I tried again. Nothing. I sent a message. "Hey, are you okay? Call me when you wake up." It was nearly noon when I finally got a response. "I'm fine. Driving back soon." That was it. No emoji, no love you, just a flat, lifeless message. She got home late that afternoon. The moment she walked through the door, I knew. She wouldn't look at me, wouldn't let me hug her. "What's wrong?" I asked, my voice gentler than I felt. "Nothing, just tired," she mumbled. "Liv." She sat down on the couch, hugging herself. I could see her hands shaking. I made her some tea, setting it on the table in front of her. She didn't touch it, talk to me. I pressed, trying to keep my voice calm. For a few seconds, she just stared at the floor. Then her breath hitched, and before I could react, she broke down. Ugly, uncontrollable sobs shaking her whole body. I knelt in front of her, placing a hand on her knee. "Olivia, what happened?" It took her several minutes to get anything out, and when she finally did, the words felt like a knife twisting in my gut. I slept with someone last night. Silence. I didn't breathe, didn't move. Something inside me snapped, quietly, like a wire under too much strain. I stood up, walked to the door, grabbed my keys. Daniel, but I was already gone. I don't remember the drive. I ended up at a park we used to go to, back when life was simpler. I walked for what felt like hours, my phone buzzing endlessly in my pocket. Calls, texts. I turned it off. By the time I got home, I knew what I needed to do. I pulled 2 suitcases from the garage, walked into our bedroom, and started packing Olivia's things. Clothes, shoes, toiletries. My hands were steady, my heart was numb. When I stepped back into the living room, she was curled up on the floor, arms wrapped around herself, still crying. I didn't feel anything. I pulled out my phone and called her best friend, Lauren. "Hey, it's Daniel. Olivia needs a place to stay tonight. Can you pick her up?" Pause. Then, "What's going on?" "Ask her," I said and hung up. I turned to Olivia. "Lauren's coming. You can explain it to her yourself." She looked up at me, her face streaked with tears. "Please, don't do this. I messed up, but I love you." I shook my head. "Don't." She grabbed at my legs, clinging to me like she could physically keep me from leaving. "Daniel, please," she sobbed. I pried her hands off me, turned around, and walked out the door. When I got back an hour later, she was gone. So were the suitcases. Monday morning, I woke up feeling like a hollowed-out version of myself. I went to work, went to the gym, answered nobody's calls, just functioned. By midday, I picked up one of Olivia's calls. I need you to write down everything that happened, I told her. Every detail. If you leave anything out, we're done. I didn't wait for a response before hanging up. That night, the email arrived. I didn't open it. Over the next few days, Olivia's friends started showing up, demanding answers. One of them, Emily, came knocking Wednesday night, full of self-righteous anger. "You're being ridiculous," she snapped the moment I opened the door. "You're throwing away years of marriage over a mistake." Talk to Olivia. She was drunk, Daniel. You're acting like she murdered someone. I clenched my jaw. She was drunk, but she knew what she was doing. Emily scoffed. "So, what? You're just cutting her off completely." I stepped back and shut the door in her face. By Thursday, I'd spoken to a divorce lawyer, moved half our savings into a separate account, blocked Olivia on everything. I still didn't feel anything. Not anger, not heartbreak, just nothing. Like I was watching someone else live my life. Then, yesterday, Olivia left a handwritten note in my mailbox. "Meet me tomorrow, please. Just one conversation." I stared at it for a long time. Should I meet her? Would it change anything? I had no answers. Just an aching, hollow emptiness where my love for her used to be. I sat at my kitchen table, Olivia's note in front of me, my fingers drumming absently on the wood. One conversation. What would she say that I hadn't already heard before? What could possibly make this better? I should have thrown the note away, but instead, I let it sit there mocking me. That night, I barely slept. Every time I closed my eyes, I pictured her with someone else. Not a blurry, abstract thought. I imagined it vividly. Her lips on someone else's skin, her hands in their hair, her breath, the way she sounded when she whispered my name. Except this time, it wasn't my name at all. By morning, I had my answer. I wasn't going. At noon, my phone rang. "Olivia," I let it ring. A minute later, a text popped up. "I'm at the coffee shop near your office. Just come for 5 minutes. Please." I shouldn't have gone. But maybe a part of me needed to hear her say it one last time, to make sure I wasn't imagining all of this. So, like an idiot, I went. She was sitting by the window, hands wrapped around a mug, looking like a shadow of herself. When she saw me, her face lit up for half a second, then fell when she realized I wasn't smiling back. I sat across from her, arms crossed. "Talk." She took a shaky breath. "Thank you for coming." I didn't respond. She swallowed hard, staring down at her coffee. "I know I have no right to ask for anything from you, but I need you to understand. That night, it wasn't." "Don't," I cut in. "Don't give me excuses," she winced. "It's not an excuse. I was drunk, yes, but I knew what I was doing. And I hate myself for it. I hate myself because I love you, Daniel, and I never wanted to hurt you." I let out a humorless laugh. "You love me?" "Yes," she whispered. I shook my head. "You don't do this to someone you love, Olivia?" Tears welled up in her eyes, but I didn't care. I refused to care. I was reckless, I was selfish, and I wish I could undo it, she continued. I've spent the last week trying to figure out why I did it, and the truth is, I don't know. There was no reason, no excuse. I was drunk, I was stupid, and I threw away everything we built, and I will regret it for the rest of my life. She reached for my hand. I pulled away. "Daniel, please!" Her voice cracked. "I know you hate me right now, but if there's even the smallest part of you that's still..." "There isn't," I said flatly. She flinched like I'd hit her. "I didn't come here to reconcile," I continued. "I came here to tell you that it's over. That whatever we had, whatever trust I had in you is gone. I don't want explanations. I don't want apologies. I just want you out of my life. For a second, I thought she might argue, but she just stared at me, lips pressed together, tears slipping silently down her cheeks. Finally, she nodded. "Okay," she whispered. I stood up, pushing my chair back. "Goodbye, Olivia." As I walked away, she didn't try to stop me, didn't call my name, didn't beg me to stay. And for the first time since this nightmare began, I finally felt something again. Relief. Thanks for watching this video. If you want more of this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any updates. Till next time.